wanted to modernize farming, and he did this with the AAA, the Agricultural Adjustment Act. But it was potential to be revolutionary, but that was not his goal. He wanted to fix the problem. So he intended to fix the problem that was like a factor in causing the Great Depression, and he wanted to fix the overproduction in agriculture. And he figured if you produce less, then you can raise the prices. And he paid farmers to grow less. And these landowners then kicked off people off of their farms, and those people lost their jobs and their homes. And he tried to fix this with the Resettlement Administration, but it didn't go far enough. And these families were left homeless and depressed and poor and not good. And his goal was just to fix this, not to become a revolution.
Benefited the people at the top and not the people at the bottom who really needed it. And another people who weren't benefited were the women. The policies of the New Deal just reinforced gender stereotypes of the man being the breadwinner and the man needing to go out. And under the WPA, women were only trained in womanly jobs such as sewing and cooking and cleaning. And despite, though they were paid more because of minimum wage, it was only because they were at the very bottom, because they were paid significantly less than men. And even though they made up at least half of the total workforce, they were only given 19% of WPA jobs, 12% of FERA jobs, and only 9% of CWA jobs. In addition to these injustices, those who did get jobs, especially those in generally female jobs, such as waitresses and domestic servants, were not covered by Social Security. And this prevented them from being able to make enough money to sustain themselves, which kind of reinforced the ideas that the men should be the breadwinner and the women aren't supposed to be able to care for themselves. And if a working woman had young children and wanted to benefit from Social Security, she was forced to quit her job and stay at home with the children, even if she was able to be at a job with the children, and if she wanted to continue working, she wasn't allowed to. She wanted Social Security. And these women weren't reaping the benefits that others apparently were. And not only were women not benefiting, minorities weren't either. The New Deal didn't push for civil rights for African Americans, and the WPA and other work things discriminated against them and segregated. The CCC was segregated, and the NRA paid African Americans less and gave them less benefits than they gave the white workers. And the African Americans tried to reform, but they had no power in politics. So there were a lot of people not being benefited.